you all are studying in right now, business management. The other part is business tech, horticulture, construction management, culinary arts,
Hospitality.
Accounting.
Oh, right, it's a big one, accounting. So as you can see, he has a big responsibility and a big role over the business piece. So welcome, Andy. Mary Heffernan was the impetus behind this project. Mary is Director of Community Education. And so she dropped the seed, boy, I'm going to say at the beginning of this quarter, and she said, are your marketing students looking for an opportunity? She was really the driving force that drove this project to you and me. And that was the purpose of this was to increase visibility and increase enrollments in community education. One of her staff assistants is Buddy Todd. Buddy is in charge of assigning marketing for the program. I'd like to welcome you. Thank you. Chuck Loomis. Chuck, first and foremost, is a small businessman, successfully owned different businesses for the past 25 years. Currently, he has a virtual manufacturing business in plastic molding. And he also is a instructor at Edmonds. He manages the leadership program. So welcome, Chuck. Thank you for coming. Valerie O'Malley is a businesswoman. She's a former marketing student. She was in my class last year. And I invited her to come because I think this presentation is a little bit better than theirs, but theirs was well. Valerie's in wealth management, and she's also studying at Central Washington University. So welcome, Valerie. Okay, and now we can start. Is that too dark?
It's okay. Good morning, I'm Patrick, and thank you for joining us. About 2 months ago, as Joan was saying, she presented us with a proposal to use what we've been learning in class to evaluate and review a real-world situation. So, bless you. Sorry. Mary came to us looking to enhance enrollment in her program, as well as to see if there's anything else that they could do to kind of increase visibility and get some more public feedback. So after meeting with Mary, we immediately began reviewing the entire program. And this presentation is going to give some feedback, or excuse me, some insights with our time at the Small Business Symposium at Linwood Convention Center that happened just recently. We went there and took some surveys of small business leaders and people in the local community. We went to a local high school and also spoke with some students there to get some feedback on what it is that they're looking for programs outside of what the high school provides and what standard college courses can provide, or even programs that will help them to be more prepared for college as it comes along. We reviewed the social media program and all the platforms and had some suggestions for updates and different configurations. And then we took the community education program here at Edmonds and compared it against some of the local community education programs through some of the other local community colleges, excuse me. So we have some feedback on that as well. And then once everything is done, we'll wrap up with conclusions and kind of give you a generalized feedback of what we have. So the first part is going to be the Small Business Symposium, and Eduardo and John will give their presentation now.
Hello, my name is Eduardo Vargas. I was one of the students from Edmonds Community College to attend the Business Symposium. When I first got to the symposium, I saw everybody was pretty well dressed, talking about business, something I've never done before, I wasn't used to. And to be honest, it was a little bit intimidating at first. But then, as time passed by, I realized something. We're all there to spread and better our businesses. And as soon as I realized that, I was ready to start engaging conversations. At the symposium, we asked a total of 3 questions. The first question was, have you heard of community education? 85% of people said they have heard of community education. 58% said they don't know what it is. Now this shocked me. I expected it to be the other way around, where more people know what it is compared to people who don't know what it is, but that wasn't true. The last 8% know what community education is, but didn't know Edmonds offered it. That's not a good sign. That shows some lack of advertisement. The second question we asked was, would you rather take a personal enrichment class or a professional development class? 48% said personal enrichment and 52% said professional development. Now this happened because we were in a business-oriented event, therefore people they want to better their business skills. Now the classes that were brought up multiple times, John will go over.
Okay. Hello, my name is John Behan. I also attended the Small Business Summit at Linwood, and I'd like to share some additional data that our survey team gathered there. We'll start with the personal enrichment, language and culture. We do offer 3 courses in Spanish and 1 in Italian. I was pushing the Spanish courses. Off-site learning might include a field trip to the Boeing's assembly plant, or SAM. The culinary might include events such as seasonal cooking or wine appreciation. Dance. People who are interested in salsa dancing or swing dancing, which I think could be a lot of fun. Art. We also offer quite a few classes in art, drawing and painting and pottery and jewelry sculpture. Entertainment. People were interested, they were interested in wood carving, and also interested, maybe we could teach a class in critiquing movies. That might be interesting. Over here on the professional side, our professional people that we surveyed at the business symposium they were more interested in personal development, things like business management and marketing. Maybe we could teach how to market in the Shoreline, Linwood, and Edmonds communities. Social media, the ins and outs of social media, how to navigate social media. Networking, maybe a 1-day class on networking essentials could be offered. Resume writing, there's quite a few new formats that are being offered now in resume development, and how to start a small business. We could offer maybe a 2 to 3 week course on the essentials of how to start a small business. And that concludes my observations. So I give it back to Eduardo.
And the last question we asked was, is your company willing to sponsor an employee to take a community education class? 44 companies said, yes, we will. 40 companies said, no, we will not. Now that for a couple of reasons. First off, the business was too small, so they couldn't afford an outside resource for training. Or it was a government business, so they already have an established training program. Same goes for large businesses. They already have one, so they don't need an outside resource. So as you can see from the data, we really need to open more business classes. Right now we're only offering 3 business classes for community education. That's not enough. I'm not saying go overboard and open like 10 new classes. I'm saying open a couple new classes. You could take some from the list that we provided. So that would be a good place to start. And when people see what they wanted to see, they'll be more likely to take the classes like community education. And this concludes my portion of the community education findings.
Okay, now the high school team will come up and give their results on their surveys.
Hello everyone, I'm Carol and this is Oscar. So today we are presenting the result of high school survey at Meadowdale High School. Meadowdale High School is a public school in Edmonds District. At the beginning, we had very hard time to get their permission to go into the high school because they have really very strict security. So at the end, we still allowed to go into the school to do survey. And the time we go in there was like during their lunch hour. And there were like a lot of loud music and kids were like running around. But we have like higher our voices so that they can get attention. And we get some like candies so they will do it. And then a lot of people knows about communication education in Edmonds Community College. So we were explaining to them that if you do these classes, it will help you for your university application and work resume. So they were interested to do the survey. So now I'm passing to Oscar to talk the result about the survey.
Thank you, Carol. So we interviewed several students about the career and community education. Then we found that students are interested in fields such as medical science. Many of them want to be doctors. Computer science, many of them want to develop games. Athletics, many of them want to play basketball, soccer, tennis, and engineering. Many of them like building and designing. After, we interviewed them about community education. And then we had 28% of sophomores that were interested in community education and 39% of juniors that were interested in community education. In conclusion, we encourage schools to provide more classes in fields such as medical science, computer science, athletics, and engineering for the students. This concludes our part of our survey. Now I'll pass it to the social media.
Casey and Jake.
Hi, my name's Casey and this is Jake. And so our session was how to use social media to grab attention from the community and increase their interest in community education. There's lots of ways you can do that. Right now, if you go on social media platforms, there are short videos embedded in their feeds. This is a really powerful tactic you could use that would work very well for community education as well. For art, for example, you can have a time lapse, and I actually have an example down here as well in the video, of an artist who did a drawing of an eye, and you can see how it starts and the finish, and it'll really draw your attention in. So you can see, it's just, you see like how it starts and you see the progression. There's lots of different things you can do with art programs on advertising this way that will really draw people in. Different things you could do that with too. Doesn't even have to be art classes. It could be with cooking. You start with your ingredients from the start and see their progression and the finished meal, and it makes you want to be able to create that as well. Some other great tactics you could use are before and after images. You see the start, maybe it's with clay. A picture of how the clay starts, and you see its progression, like a picture of it starting to be molded. You see it in a bowl and the finished product as well. Another really important thing to get people interested in your page is bringing things a little bit outside of your topic that you're trying to get people to learn about. So, for example, with community education, it directs a lot to Edmonds Community College in general. So if you had stories on the page that may be about a food drive going on or something that doesn't directly necessarily relate to community education, it'll bring a bigger crowd into the page that will learn more about that as well. And then how often you're posting on the page is also very important. You want to be interacting with the people watching, your viewers and customers. You don't want to post too much in a row, but enough in the day that they're seeing what's going on and new things about it. And he is going to talk about more about the different social media platforms and how to use those.
Okay, so after looking at some of the demographics of some different social media platforms like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, I noticed a huge pattern in the ages. So recently, Facebook has become a more adult kind of natured area. 60% of the users are above the age of 30. And if you counteract that with Twitter, I think it's 60%, 68% are 21 and under. So what does this tell you? We need to reach out to our teens on Twitter and reach out to the adults on Facebook. So since social media is such a huge part of our community today, we're losing our students to social media. So the best way to go, I would think, would be to develop a Twitter page that we can introduce Twitter polls, which is a feature where Twitter allows you to pretty much survey anyone that follows you, and it allows you to get instant feedback. And so like, as we see Oscar and Carol, they went to the schools and did that, it can be a lot easier done on Twitter. For our Facebook, if we can pull up our Facebook page real quick, after looking at that a little bit, you can see that there's a lot of duplicate pages. there's a lot of duplicate posts. I mean, to be honest, that doesn't look the most attractive to me. I mean, that one does, I guess. That one looks kind of cool. But like the pottery, maybe if I'm attracted to pottery. But what I would like to see from this is to limit the amount of duplicate pages and the amount of times they're posted back and forth. As you can see, this one was 6:11 a.m. That was 6:11 a.m. Like just instantly. And it's easy. It's just deleting one of them. So if we go ahead and edit that, maybe even focus a group of people in the community education program just to focus on social media and how to reach out to people, I think that would be a good way to go. And so that wraps up kind of our information about social media, and we'd like to pass it to Kita and Dama. Next part.
Hello, my name is Nikita Chirva, and today we will prepare Edmonds Community College continuing education program with similar programs at North and Seattle community colleges. We found that there were differences in costs and classes. In general, South Seattle costs were the lowest, and North Seattle and Edmonds were similar. For here, Edmonds would only have 25 people per classes, while North and Seattle would have over 150. In comparing class offerings, we found that the program here at Edmonds offers both more and North and South Seattle colleges over 150 classes each quarter, while we only have offered 25.
Hello, my name is Raman. We also compared the websites of 3 colleges. As you can see, the North Seattle website is very colorful and easy to navigate and contains a lot of information. To simplify for our website, we recommend a redesign, and we suggest make our page more easy to use and relevant.
Now, Joseph will conclude to our presentation.
All right. How y'all doing today? I'm Joseph. And so the first thing I want to start off with is for suggestions is the brochures here. Realize that the brochures, they have like the pictures are not very eye-catching, okay? And I think if you guys just if we were to just add like pictures of the most popular classes and like maybe like an interactive viewpoint with your pictures, and it will pique interest and have better visibility. Other schools, they offer a lot more programs than Edmonds Community Continuing Education does. We would be good to like maybe to benchmark the other schools and to implicate some of the programs that they offer, the most popular programs, into the program here, and using the long tail marketing strategy here, which is let me just read this here. Long tail marketing is our culture is like an economy is shifting focus from small number of hits to towards a huge number of niches in the tail, meaning that instead of offering just a few hits and going for that, maybe offer more classes when the funds are right. Offer a few more classes that have like a niche, for example, with the art, you could offer like computer animation classes, maybe offer some tablets to use if the funding is there, in order to like help out graphic designers, make their art, and just like focus on the niche and like making having more classes in the niche instead of just trying to have like 5 classes or 6 classes that are hits. Okay, but you do have some hits, and like the business classes are the most popular classes that are available. As mentioned, we need to update the social media, and increase visibility and student enrollment. broader market and cultures. We are like the only ones that are on the social media, okay? So that's the advantage that this program actually does have against the other schools, the other local schools. So why not take advantage of that and like implement that, you know, and do the Twitter posts, you know, really focus on social media right now. Like you said, you know, 60% of the adults are over 30. Those are the ones that are going to probably be taking the classes the most, you know. Like you said, women 45 to 55, that's your biggest market. So, you know, definitely using Facebook, and then maybe doing some research, you know, and find out like, you know, how to attract the 30+ crowd that are on Twitter, you know, by doing polls. And yeah, this concludes our. Well, actually, we enjoyed this. Okay, we did. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, you know, being up here, you know, but you know, seriously, this whole project here, it really helped us, like, you know, see how the 4 Ps work, you know, the 4 Ps of marketing, you know, and like implemented that, and it also allowed us to like work as a team, like, to really get a good feel of what it's like to be part of a marketing team, and to understand that it takes a team, you know, to do that. And it takes you know, everyone to do their little part to actually get the big picture, okay? And I think we have gotten a lot of good information here, and really pay attention to the online, like the double posts, you know, small stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's your biggest opportunity right now. So yeah, this concludes our presentation. We'll take a few minutes for comments, and have a great day. Thank you very much.
Can you turn the mic on?
Yeah.
So we'd like to know what questions you have.
Couple of questions. Number one, when you listed out information, did you do it in order of importance in your section? I mean, was this more important than the last item or not?
No, we didn't. We just,
Okay.
it was just listed.
Okay.
What other questions do you have for us?
Oh, I'm sorry. Please.
Okay. I was just thinking of the comment that you made about the food drive and having things that were non-school related being offered here. What is something else other than a food drive that you would think would go over well or draw a bigger crowd to come here that maybe wouldn't normally check out Edmonds?
So like, I think really anything going on with the community can work. It can be a fundraiser, with the black box, a performance going on there, like really anything what's going on. It doesn't even have to be Edmonds Community College, but there's just a lot going on that would work for it too. But anything that makes them interested, that's benefiting the community, that would make the page look good as well.
The other thing I've been reading recently or saw, you know, that we have there's some of our students that are going overseas and doing a fundraiser, you know, or highlighting what some of our students are doing, or anything that would catch our attention, you know, just outside of being, you know, employees or students, but just being humans. What makes us feel good when we read it? What gets us excited?
Do you guys have any tips on how to create a long tail marketing strategy? I mean, when you did your research, which niche markets rose to the top? Were those the cooking and is that what you're thinking is really
Cooking,
subject?
yoga is pretty popular, and meditation, yoga, those classes. You have like mechanics, you know, like mechanics are like pretty popular. There's a lot of people that are interested in engineering, like, you know, robotics. You know,
another thing that, sorry, I didn't mean that. Another thing that the high school surveys found is that there are classes that the high school kids want to take in high school, but they fill up really quick, and they only have, I mean, unlike college, you can keep going and keep going. You only have a very limited time that you can take those classes. So offering similar classes in the college environment, and then making those high school kids aware of it, because there are definitely some programs that they were extremely excited about, but like I said, there's only one teacher teaching them. They can only get in, you know, once per year, and then within like a year or two, it's done. So those type of programs give them a leeway into college.
business, how to start a small business, you can spend a degree on figuring that out. But to have maybe a 1 or 2 day workshop and bullet point the key points and how to start one that Chuck Loomis could easily teach.
Chuck, you wanna come teach?
But that came up repeatedly for was it the business symposium? How to start a small business, or the high school?
This was,
Business symposium at Linwood Center, yeah.
There's also your marketing and employee questions, and just to build on what everybody else said, I might suggest doing a little more research into your competition and really seeing what classes are popular in our area as a whole Puget Sound.
Definitely.
Maybe making those connections.
Because they offer a lot of classes that
Over
is
there.
not available here. I mean, like, we're outnumbered, you know? But it's okay, it's gonna get better, because you guys are really like, trying to figure it out, and we appreciate that. But like your biggest market is 45, like you said, 55, so like, home and garden. Maybe, some kind of childcare. I can't really think of one right now, but something about kids and like something fun, like,
We do,
I'm trying to think of like something.
it's okay, we do
Like
actually have
children,
our
like stuff
survey
that has to do
results.
with children.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
See
you
the
will
survey.
have available,
Oh, thanks, Barbara.
yeah, we'll make available our survey results, which have all the classes listed,
Yep,
and
yep,
suggestions,
Nice.
right? And our presentation will also be available too.
Oh, good. Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah, of course, and Chuck, I saw that behind.
You have to realize that we have to be sensitive to businesses that already exist in the area. We can't set up competition, like we can't do auto shop when there's somebody already doing it.
Oh.
So like, Shoreline has probably the best auto shop program in the nation. And so for us to kick into something like that, we have to be very sensitive that we're not biting into their area. And
Well, it kind of bleeds into the question I have, Chuck, it's just taking your competition. I come from the part of the college that offers college credit for classes. And what distinguishes community education is they don't offer college credit. It's short term. And did you explore, first the high school students, why they would take a class that doesn't offer college credit?
Like one thing, I mean, I am a high school student myself as well. And so a big thing I was thinking too of ways of getting them interested would be things like find your passion, find something you're interested in, where do you want to go? Because they don't need to necessarily take it for a credit, but a short class to see if they're interested is hugely important at that time because you're finding everything where you're going, and that could translate later into actual credit classes into another program if they're interested in that with community education.
And in fact, the Computer Information Systems department here offers short workshops that gets people interested in computer forensics. I think that's a tremendous idea that could be used in a variety of fields.
Yeah.
My interest, of course, is in the business classes.
Yes, of course.
In addition to that,
Yeah, more
my
people take
son,
Jones classes.
he doesn't wanna have to take the exams to get the credits, right? As with my daughter, they wanna go, they wanna explore, they wanna have fun in the class, they wanna learn. They also don't want the commitment of an entire quarter, semester, or year. They just maybe want to explore an aspect of something, right? Like, as Casey said.
No question. I'm just curious, maybe you know the answer because you're in high school, but also for people just in the college here, like what is the presence of Edmonds Community College in high schools? Like, do you have an opportunity to have an expanded view of what classes are offered here or what could be helpful for you starting here before you transform into university? Is that something that's ongoing or is it one place that you go in there? How do you hear about Edmonds Community College and what it has to offer versus other colleges?
So it's all kind of based on like how much you're interested in learning it yourself if you're in high school rather than what they teach you, because there's totally people, if you're interested in it, that you can go to and learn things, or they'll have like after school every year. I think there's like a Running Start kind of meeting that they have, and so like how I learned about it was just my friend like, oh hey, come to this, I'm gonna go, oh okay, I'll go, and then I eventually learned more. But they could definitely do a lot more marketing to getting kids to know about it before instead of having to look for it yourself, because right now it's based on like a lot of kids just don't know enough about it, or they see their friend doing it but they don't know how to do it themselves, because there's a lot of steps before you can just do it. So getting people to be more prepared on how to do it.
Well, another thing is when Carol went into Meadowdale and Nikita went into our, what high school that you couldn't get into? Cascadia. So for us to go and market, Edmonds to go and market, it's tough to even get permission to get on campus. So, you know, that might be something we need to take a look at.
I want to know, Casey, where do you find out your information when something's happening? How do you hear about it?
I mean, like, you hear things from friends all the time too, so it depends on what kind of topic it is. If it catches people's attention, and then it'll go, like, assemblies are big, or just like really, if you want to know a lot about something, you just have to go to your counselor and ask them.
Where would you like to find the information? Where do you find out where the next party is, or concert, or sale, or
I mean,
whatever it is here?
Social media is huge, like that's.
And that doesn't
Even
have
at the
security.
school too, they use it, like if there's like spirit days, things like that, they'll put that on social media so people know, cause that's how people remember, like you get up so early, it's, you know, they have to see.
So the
something.
school is using, the high school is using social media to let you know what's
Sports
going on
pages,
at high school.
everything they all do when games are.
So, I have a question. So, just to this gentleman here.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm kind of bothered about what you said, like, about the competition. You know, like there's no competition. That's kind of off limits because, you know, it's an educational thing.
Well, there's I compete all I want to.
Okay.
But I try not to cannibalize what, like, say, Andy's doing in the business department, but I can complement, so.
Compliment, that's what I was getting at.
We can create kind of a taster or a short-term kind of.
Right, so with the automotive, I mean, I get to have
And
a
it does
lot, which
get
is
them excited.
body
and then-
painting, or something niche, you see. You know, like painting the body of the car, or
Oh,
like
I
having
see.
little.
I would totally.
Well, no, that too, right? Art, that too, right?
For me, they'd have to use my.
Hey, a lot of people probably interested in
well,
that.
I mean,
That's
there's like,
really an issue, right?
but, I mean,
Exactly,
if you think about it, like, that's actually not full body paint, but cosplayers. There's a lot of kids and a lot of, like, college students that will go to SakuraCon, they'll go to Emerald City Comic Con, they'll go to all these events, and if you, I don't know, if you could find like a time frame or find something like that, that's something you don't need a whole lot of time for. You could do it in a day or a week, and
That's
show
too
some
long,
of the.
that's too long tail, you know what I mean?
So,
And you can do that.
we actually are this summer first offering a how to draw comics.
Oh, yeah.
For the younger crowd, so.
But one slide we had up there, that was the, when you presented, I think, the professional development.
Yeah, that's huge.
From the symposium, look at how many look, the business side was really heavy. Andy, would that, infringe on you, do you find that intimidating? Would
No,
that
absolutely
infringe on
not.
the program?
And the complementary, and it's just.
Yeah, yeah.
Joseph, yeah.
The idea of having short workshops to introduce prospective customers to the college.
Right.
To say, this, you've got a resource here in the community.
Yes.
And you can, get your needs met for a short time, and then get introduced to a broader range of things.
Exactly.
It makes a lot of sense to me.
But you know what? What else? If you can make people look at the program and what they have to offer and say, well, where am I gonna find that at, except for there?
And again, what I'm interested in, frankly, is attracting more students into the college and specifically into the business
It's a
program.
business program, right?
And as far as, the high schools, the college has in the past several years, made significant efforts to increase its visibility in the high schools through the high school counselors. And it's Casey, right?
Yeah.
And Casey mentioned that to get information about formal programs, you go to the counselors. And in addition to that, the college actually goes and makes outreach to high schools when they have college fair days and whatever. It's something that we, in the past several years, was neglected, and we're trying to start that up again. You folks who went to the high schools know, it's difficult to get in, and it's difficult to get noticed there. And yet, it's something we have to do because the future of the college here depends frankly on those students who are in high school now, or for that matter, or over at College Place Middle School.
I love hearing that. My son's in middle school right now, and anything to get him excited about college is great. We went up to the Maker's Place. That got him excited about what was here. If we didn't, I only knew about their Halloween event because I'm an employee here and I saw it come through my email. I was like, oh my gosh, if this had been advertised at his school, it's a small private school like 4 blocks away. If they'd known about it, his whole class would have been there. It's not a huge class, but I mean, and then they would have shared it because what a cool thing, right? Or so I'm just saying that it made him excited about college, which sold my heart. So thank you.
The other part of the college's presence in the high school is that in addition to running START, which means students come here, high school students come here and earn credits both in the college and in high school. We have programs called College in the High School where high demand classes are taught in the high school by faculty who work with ours, and again, students earn college credit. That does not address the community education part of it, however.
Yeah, I mean, we're not even represented on our college website because we're a self-funded program. So even the website you pulled up isn't even our website because you can't even find our website from the main college website.
So the
So
other
in a weird
colleges
way,
we can. I don't know, is that funding different at their colleges?
No,
Because
they're
it's on their
all
homepage.
self-funded. It's just, it's a weird, I can't even tell you how many meta tag issues I've had, and wants to, because it really ties into that whole social media piece that you guys have been talking about, is that if you can't find us and the meta tagging isn't working, you can't even find us from our own website. We've got a huge issue. I mean, how, it's so people want to validate, are you really part of the college? So they go to our college website and they type in Spanish and it talks about a PDF from a Spanish class from 1989. And you're like, why is our own search engine off of our main campus website isn't driving us to our course selections, including yours? And so it's a little upsetting. So I've had to actually create our own website, of which you didn't have a representative.
No, so I just typed in continuing education in the search engine. Community education, I believe, also brought it up on ours. But North and South Seattle Community College have a link on their homepage to their continuing education program, and it really only has continuing education and business classes, where ours has like a catch-all for everything that's not credited, it looked like. It was kind of confusing. So it sounds like there's some barriers that you've tried to work through and continuing to push through to find a solution. I'd love to be able to
Thank
find
you
out where
guys
it is.
so much, honestly. It's so great to have a refreshing point of view, some touch points, some things that we've been discussing and haven't gotten to, and totally learning new opportunities that we can capture. So, I mean, really, I'm considering you part of our team. It's important for us to have that outreach and that knowledge. Otherwise, we get stymied. We're busy and we kind of get like that sort of the head in the sand. And you guys have allowed us to, rise above the fray and really look at new opportunities. So, email me anytime. I'll tell you how we're growing. I mean, every quarter it's getting better. And with your ideas, it's just thank you. Really, I appreciate your hard work and your really thoughtfulness about how you've gone about this. It's helpful. Really, it is. I will tell you, I will use some of your ideas today and implement them. Maybe even this week. I'm gonna hit that Facebook page.
I want to thank this marketing class. I've done this for 16 years at Central Washington, for 10 years, and 13 years here. And this was the most vibrant, you are the most vibrant, collaborative, interested, dedicated group of students I've ever had. So thank you. And you just passed your final exam.
Deservedly so. I was really impressed because everyone, our rehearsals were kind of sketchy, but man, we pulled it off. Everyone in this group stood up there and just delivered.
So I think Chuck still had a question. Mary, on behalf of the class, want to thank you for this opportunity to be able to actually go and help tackle something that we will be facing in college, in our careers. So thank you for the opportunity, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's applied learning.
Really good. I mean, it was marketing. I mean, it was guerrilla marketing right there. Like, it was happening. We were on foot. Like, we were on foot and we were in the dirt, and it felt good. Like to really see how it works. And we could learn it and see it on the board all the money. And you get a good sense of it. But like, you force us to just go out there and actually figure it out. and to actually put what we know into practice. That feels good.
Put us in the zone of
We practice it, we'll get better.
Thank you.
Like swimming or riding a bike, you don't learn how to swim or ride a bike by watching it on the blackboard or watching or reading from a book. You gotta do it.
Just one thing I'd like to bring up, how many of you people know that we have, how many people know what a makerspace is?
Of course, this guy knows.
I was in her class and she was talking about it last quarter.
So a makerspace is a facility that we have here on campus at Monroe Hall, 11,000 square feet with over $1 million in equipment in it, where you can come in and make stuff, invent stuff, design stuff, do all kinds of things. And it's been,
Are you serious?
it's been 3 years in developing, and we got it actually off the ground in August. And
How much does this cost?
it's by, you know, if you want to learn how to run a 3D printer or a laser cutter, cost you $50 to take a class on how to use it, and then we set you loose. So it's open to the community. It's the first makerspace in the state that is not open just to students. It's also open to anybody in the community. So
It's
your
called
brothers,
Makerspace?
uncles can come in.
It's on 196.
Yeah, and let me just tell you that the difficulty has been exactly what Mary has said, is we're not allowed to have our own identity. And so you would be hard pressed to find anything on it, even though it's been around and we've been working on it for years.
So,
Yes.
and I know I'm looping back, but the cosplay thing, the cosplay kind of concept.
Oh,
Tap Plastics on 196. They actually have a sign, which is, I found it hilarious. I drove by and it says, "You're home for cosplay." And I'm like, Tap Plastics? That just doesn't seem, but they use a lot of their materials, so I don't know if there's any way to like use all three pieces.
Yeah,
the
3D
makerspace,
printers use plastics. So
yeah, the Tap Plastics and the community education, kind of creating a program to, you know.
Okay, any final questions or comments from our guests?
It looks like we had.
I just have a quick question, this is more for you than for the class. I guess I'm confused on why something as simple as something that's part of the college can't be added to a website. Like, why?
Mary?
Why that? I just
Well,
don't understand why
there's-
there'd be a lot of hoops to jump through
It's-
for that, if it really would help, have more
Introduce.
attendance.
It's just, it's really the search engine that doesn't work. I don't know what the deal is. You find it the same.
You need a programmer, Miss Mary.
But, so.
We're confused
We
too.
also, yeah, main side of the house, but, when you enroll in a community education class, it's lower barriers to entry. So you don't have to fill out your FAFSA, you don't have to show, that you qualify or don't qualify for financial aid, you don't have to sell your firstborn and all of that. It's basically, who are you, what's your age group, and, or, AKA your birthday, and take the class. So we actually purchase our own enrollment software, versus when you sign up for a main class on campus, every quarter you go through the whole, or every year you have to fill out your FAFSA, provide your financial information, Social Security, everything. And so that's part of it, but I can't figure out for the life of me why our search engine doesn't work. It is the craziest.
So,
Sounds like something
like, yeah, how, have you like who's looked at it? Like, you know what I mean, like, has like a programmer like looked at that?
And maybe the search engine software that you guys.
Yeah.
Well,
just
I
figure
know
out.
that they're going to
it
be
is-
upgrading the main campus website within the next year, I believe. So it's a third ideation. And I'm hoping and crossing my fingers that the search engine
It's gonna work.
will be different.
So Mary, is this something that you're looking for someone to help you with problem-solving ideas for?
I'd be I mean, if you guys want to be, we're looking at creating a kind of a focus group or a kind of advisory council of, just really that someone that is interested, has a stakeholder, wants to take classes or wants to build the business classes. I'm happy to, put you as part of this team, because it's gonna take a team effort. It really is, to make sure that we've got those touch points out in the community, and the idea generation and word of mouth.
So anybody interested then can contact Mary, I'm sure she's got business
I think I
cards.
gave you business
We all
cards, we
have
all
them.
have them.
Anybody doesn't have one.
One more.
So that's
Did you have a
great,
comment?
Mary, thank you.
I did have a quick comment, yes, as far as the, local demographic in Facebook, you know, you can pay, I believe it's $5 to $10 for a whole month of local promotion, and it puts an ad right there on people's news feeds. As they're scrolling down, they'll see it. So if you put it in their face, then they're more likely to like it, or at least click on it and look into it.
We call
And
that
it'll get right
following.
in the zip code, even.
The
Or you can do
following
50 miles out, or whatever.
Is that
I
that
guess,
following?
yeah,
Twitter has
but
some good
it's
stuff.
very
Yeah, promotion
inexpensive.
ads on Facebook.
$20 and you're running an ad for like 2 months.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's, I mean, you're reaching 30,000 people, you know, 50,000 people.
And we'll see the likes on the page jump up even overnight, just a few at a time, few at a time, few at a time.
Cool.
You continuously keep posting.
What do you call it
As long
again?
as with the embedded videos.
You go to
as well.
Facebook and you hit promote.
Oh,
and you
I
pay
think
for it.
we do,
Already do that.
we do that on a small, yeah.
I'm gonna just go back to what Mary said, or excuse me, that Joan said, about how much excitement and how we've come together and that we really feel passionate about the community education program now and the professional development program that most of us didn't know anything or very little about when we came in here. So I wanna harness that, and really if you guys have extra ideas, or you wanna be part of this advisory team, or you just wanna shoot Mary a suggestion, you're just on Facebook or Twitter, or you're just out in the world and some idea comes in your head, you know, email her and let her know. I'm sure, from what I understand,
Yeah,
Mary
real-
wants
real
to
quick-
hear those things.
Real quick, you said that you do that already. So how do you do it? It's just promoting the page? Because you can promote each individual video and post.
Yeah, oh yeah, no,
Okay.
we're doing both, we
Nice.
promote the page, and then when we post events, we promote the events.
Okay.
We post our classes as events, so that people
Right,
can
right,
just have that pop into their feed. And then also to any additional posts that are particularly relevant to either like our fans or friends and fans or
Right.
things like that.
So you go in the low end or like the medium level?
It totally depends on how big of a reach
How
you wanna
big
hit.
The post is like, how, if it's just some words, you go to the low end, and then if it's like a video.
Oh, if
you
it's a
wanna go
big, yeah, if it's a
middle.
picture or something that's a little bit more interactive, yeah, we throw a little more money at it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna pause right now, if you guys don't mind. We have a minute before class is over, and awesome discussion, so if you guys wanna hang out and continue, maybe not everybody can continue. So is there anything else that anybody wanted to hit on in the last minute?
Joan and I have worked in the market, she teaches most of the marketing classes I teach, she's playing. And we both have gone into community, to find projects. And, next quarter, I have the face-to-face class, which of course you guys can't take again. But we're going to be working possibly with the senior center, down on the waterfront, that's building a new $11 million facility. And we're also gonna be dealing with the Chamber of Commerce, on some other issues, so we're gonna have probably 2 projects for the class. So speak to your friends if they're interested. We're convinced that doing projects in the real world brings you a lot more knowledge than sitting in front of a textbook and taking 20 tests a quarter. And or we'll give you 5. So, but I think it's important that you pass on the ability of the classes to replicate real world, and I think that's one of the things we're doing pretty well.
You're here.
So, thank you
Clap
all
for
for
yourself.
being here.
What we'll do is, yes, we'll make sure it gets emailed to you guys. I know where you get it, yes, we haven't quite figured out the logistics of how that will all happen. We have it in the next couple of days. I don't think we haven't met in Barbara either. Valerie, nice to meet you.
I was just wondering, when you're talking about shoreline,
Yes, okay. Okay, we'd like to take, we have a video and a photographer, so we'd like all of us to go to the front and take our picture. Wait, buddy, wait. So everybody step forward, please. Including our guests.
The biggest problem I have
When all of our funds.
It's changed.
Gentlemen, come forward, Valerie, yes. Okay, Oscar, Omni, please come forward.
Sorry, bad shot, bad shot, bad shot.
Come in, Chuck. Yeah.
Me too?
Yes, Chuck. Okay, we're gonna post this. Be sure people in here. Be sure to send it to me so I can post it. Yes, right.
Only once though.
Okay. Thank you, Oscar.
Oh, yeah, you're coming in too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Can you get us
Do we know
on?
where you're putting it? Can you, yeah, no, the other one.
Me?
Yeah, Carissa,
I'm
yeah,
as tall
sorry.
as I can go.
And then who is it behind there? I cannot see your face. Yeah, right there. Yes.
Buddy? Is it Buddy?
No.
And then the one with the hat.
Yes.
Buddy.
Okay. And then you, I cannot see your face.
Okay.
Okay.
Come closer.
And then Jay, can you move over?
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Oscar,
Okay.
move over. Thumbs up. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Carol.
Yeah, okay. Is it?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, wait. Wait.
Run, baby.
One more.
Do it again.
I think that's Mark.
She'll be the splash.
Squeeze.
Thank you. All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Sorry, in the New York Times.
I got an idea that I want to go over that next
Oh, there's a lot of, we got a fair amount of fantasy people out there that are basically doing this stuff. We're trying to build community now. We're having some trouble with
Okay.
What, love?
I know people.
Massachusetts.